I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. In this video, we are going to be breaking down a key market breakdown as well as a few key setups to watch this week. Enjoy. Alright, so I'm going to be breaking down NQ. We'll touch a little bit on the Russell here to start this week. And then really let's go in and break down three setups here after last week, which surprisingly on Friday, with which was a half day, we saw decent trending momentum and caught some Apple longs within the group that ran really nice. So interesting movement, surprised to see that movement, but nonetheless, we'll take it. From an NQ perspective here, from the daily chart, we had this prior high here. We get this breakout here off of the election news. Then we pull back, and now we're slowly just staggering higher here. I really like this Friday bar where we gap up into the middle of this prior range, and then we get this strong close here. So to me, over 20984 puts us in the room up into 2110 in a macro target of 21283 this week. But when we go into, so the daily chart's looking really good, and then we go into the weekly chart and we get this nice bottoming wick here above these prior week highs here. So another confirmation, nice buying pressure. If we hold here, trigger that weekly, I think we have room back up into 21,283 and 21,9275s is going to be that all-time high, so we could likely tag that up into those regions here. So longs on watch here in this uptrending structure on a hold and break of 29.84 on Monday, then to trigger us on this hold and continuation to the upside. Shorts on watch if we open or we hold below 2722.25s for a move down into 20 for 2150s here this week. And when we go into the Russell, what's interesting here in the Russell, while the NASDAQ didn't make a new high on the daily, the Russell did. So we're getting really three indecision bars. You can see these are pretty much trendless bars with wicks to the top, to the bottom, and small bodies here on these moves. For me, as long as 2442.90 holds on Monday, then we can rally up into 2468.80s here on the Russell. We broke this prior pivot. We get this weak selling pressure, and then it's common to see us now just chop and consolidate after failing that initial breakout. When we go into the weekly chart, we failed this breakdown here, so we triggered below, failed, put in a strong inside bar, and now we're forming an indecision bar. So for me, from a weekly chart perspective, puts would be only on watch below 2422.40. Otherwise, if we're holding, again, that 2442.90 area, I like this long to the upside, targeting 2468.80s here this week. The first name is going to be Amazon, and let's clear this into just a blank chart here. What I like here from the daily chart perspective is we come down, we put in a higher low here, then we get a nice 2-day rally, and now we're just forming a 4-bar play. But what's even better is if you look at this, we failed that breakdown, we get a strong close, and that suggests to us that we can see this upside continuation move. And from the weekly chart, this is nothing more than a weekly higher low with a buy setup over its high here, targeting these 215.90 highs. Now, when we go in here, for me, going into the daily chart, anything over 218.13 on Monday, that can get either an open above and washout or trend structure, targeting that 212.98 area above. So if we can get that set up, that is going to be my main watch here into Monday on a hold of 208.13, targeting those 212.98 highs above. Again, from the weekly chart, it's that higher low, that trigger, and then another day or weekly trigger that can trigger us that looks something like this to the upside. So that is going to be the main watch here on Amazon this week. And NVIDIA, yes, we had this breakout that failed, but we had some nice strength on this one on Friday. When the market wasn't up a lot, it was up 0.86. This was up almost 2%, showing some relative strength here on this. Now, when we look into the daily chart, And when we go into this, we put in this higher low, and this actually happened right at the 100 moving average on the daily chart. Then we get this follow through. If we can hold 138.82, there's not much on this until 149.42. So if, and a big if, we can get a strong trending move over 138.82, we could see a series of strong daily bars to come up and test back up into this prior rejection zone right here. So for me, over 138.82 here, that is going to be the main long watch on Monday. If we can open above, hold, or get the back through open, that will be my watch here for that continuation to the upside, which could also trigger a failed breakdown on the weekly. That could trigger and trade something like this back up into where we rejected before. So keep this one on watch. It does have some potential here this week. And then the last one is going to be Tesla. And the one thing I like about Tesla is how we broke below this low right here. And then all of a sudden we start rallying from lows of 330 to close at 345. So $15 rally here off of that weekly low. And we above 360.56 especially, we don't have anything until this pivot at 384.75. Now from the daily chart perspective, all this is 3 bars of selling. And then we get a nice gap up into its range and then close at its highs. So for me, over 346.07 here on Monday could see us trigger and trade that follow through up into 360.56. This is going to be my main watch here. Not interested much if we come down into these lower regions, because then we're failing here on that follow through from this failed breakdown on the daily. But if we can get that hold and that move over 346.07, targeting those 360.56 highs above. I hope this video helps you guys. If you did find this valuable, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. If you are interested in checking out our team, feel free to check out our site with the links below. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys all have a great week.